What's up, guys? Captain Briggs here, again with another SnowRunner video. As I recall, in the last video I stated I am going to clear out these roadblocks, or, power lines, roadblocks, and a missing bridge. Kind of need the bridge to get across the water there. Mainly to make it easier for the rig like this to haul loads on concrete, or pavement, whatever, like the non-washed out, destroyed roads. So we are going to go up from the garage all the way around. We're going to take out the fallen power lines. That will give us full access to the gas station here, and along with another mission we can do for the missing oil tank. Then we're going to make it all the way up to the mountain bridge. Well, I guess mountain, because there is no bridge. We got to actually build the bridge. Bridge is missing. After the bridge, we shall do the roadblock. Once we do the roadblock, I believe that is the final. Looks like there's a couple up here. Rock slide, rock slide. All right, yeah, we're just going to take all those out. We're going to deal with all those. So we're going to deal with, yeah, just clearing the map. Making it to where I can get wherever I want, so that way this map is completely open. Because we need access to the warehouse and whatever this is. Factory, I believe. So we need warehouse access, factory access, and having that main road. Obviously, like, we can go up on the list main road if we want to, or we can, like, suffer and go through the woods and the mud here. Have not been over here yet, so I don't know what this road looks like. Looks like there's some water right there. Another issue is this right here. I went through that in the last episode. Now, my little truck was able to make it through there. Not sure how well the bigger trucks will do. A lot more weight means that it's a lot more weight, like putting on the tires. So you're going to sink more. Not sure how that's going to work. But we are going to start with the power line. So let's go ahead and start it up. Turn off the handbrake, which I forget to do. I think it turns it on automatically, because I don't ever remember turning that on. I think if you sit long enough, it'll turn the engine off for you and the handbrake. So we're going to head over there, and that way we'll find out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to recall this truck. Because I'm sure y'all don't want to watch me just driving back and forth, going from places. So I'm going to recall this. So that way I don't have to waste time going back to the garage or to whatever, if like there's something closer to the garage than where I am on the side of the map. We'll find out. So like if it needs things from the warehouse, I can go back to the garage and then go straight to the warehouse. If it needs things from wood, I can just turn around. So, but we're going to find out once we get there. I'm going to leave it in all-wheel drive. Gas is not a problem. If I run out of gas, I'm just going to recall it, or like if I happen to be passing the gas station, I'm just going to stop up every single time I go to the gas station. Unless I just left. Obviously, like right now at 59 out of 64 gallons, that's not really worth the time wasted on going to the gas station, but y'all probably get what I'm saying, where if I have half a tank, it'd be a little bit more comfortable if I topped her off. But I'm going to be using this Fleet Star here because it's the best vehicle I currently have available. I did get the bigger engine for the smaller truck, but I feel like just using this because this thing can just power through terrain like it's nothing. And the small truck cannot carry the supplies I need, whereas this truck can. It's got the flatbed with a sideboard trailer. Or a sideboard bed, I guess you would call it. Oh, like that. I am so bad at driving these things. Also, if I do tend to slur a bit, I am intoxicated. I'm not going to lie about that. Need me a little bit of the good stuff in order to get my anxiety out of the way for recording these videos. I don't know if anybody else has to deal with that, but being able to sit here and record myself talk, I get a little bit of anxiety spike, and so the wobbly pops seem to help with that. All right, so let's show the task. We can't get this darn thing done around here, or we can't get a darn thing done around here. The power lines are down, and all we get from the town are excuses. Well, what are you waiting for? Do something about it. All right, so let's go ahead and press enter. I think that's enter. Yep, that's enter. All right, and we're going to start tracking that. We need metal beams and concrete blocks. Where do you get the concrete from? Concrete apparently is from the warehouse. So let's go to the town first. So we'll get the metal beams from the town. That requires a double slot, which we can carry a double slot. Don't know how much room concrete takes up. I hope it only takes up one, so then I can just do this in 2 trips. So we're going to go to the town, grab the metal, come back. And then I believe I can actually just continue on once I no, I can't. I'm going to recall. So once I get the metal beams and come back, I'm going to recall. will take me over here, and then I'll go this way to the warehouse. But I'm going to skip all this nonsense right there, and gonna just go up through those mountains. Take a little shortcut. Alright, so let's back her on up. Need a little bit wider space. I can back up into the grass. Not grass. Gravel, road, mountain. I'll go over the sign. I don't care about the sign. Oh, look at that. I can do a 3-point turn better in real life. Ah, damage the engine. Oh well. Let's get her on over. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna make it to the town. I don't think I need a waypoint because I've been to the town so many times already, just in my non-recorded time. I have another save file where I kind of practice doing stuff, because I don't think y'all want to see me struggling a whole lot. So I've been practicing a little bit, like different vehicles, and so far this Fleet Star can just get through everything. This game looks great. I do have to knock the graphics down a little bit. When I'm not recording, I can play this game at maximum with everything set to the highest setting it can go, and it runs fine, but when I'm recording, apparently my processor doesn't much like that, and I noticed in some of the videos I'm getting a lot of stuttering and like frame loss. So I have to knock the graphics down a little bit while video recording for you guys, so that way you can get that full 1080p experience. We're gonna mow down this sign right here, or what are those called? Blockade. Oh wow, 3 engine damage just from hitting that. Okay. Okay, well, maybe I should take it a little slower. I don't know what I just hit. There's nothing there. What in the world just caused 12 damage? There is nothing there. I don't know what I just hit. We'll go ahead and grab gas on the way back. Actually, you know what? I don't think we knew, because I'm going to be recalling anyway. So it's okay to go 55 on this road right here that's completely destroyed, but other roads, they want you to go 15 miles an hour. Got a little bit of fog rolling in from the weather. Take a sip of my wobbly pop. Ain't nothing like a wobbly pop to start your day. Take a left turn without hitting the bigger signs. Those will cause damage. Got this hearse-looking vehicle right there in the parking spot. Let's knock that sign over. We're going to just auto-load. I don't feel like messing with the cranes, nor do I have funds for the crane. I actually ran out of a lot of money. So we need the metal beams. Let's go ahead and load that. Turn that handbrake off. We're going to back ourselves up because I don't feel like going all the way around the building. I wonder, I don't think in real life those exhaust pipes there, you see how they're shaking like that? Are they shaking? Yeah, look. I don't think they shake like that in real life. I'm not sure. I see trucks driving all over the place, but I've never been close enough on them. I've only ever driven an 18-wheeler one time. And a fun story about that, I am originally from Oregon. I've been living here in the North Carolina for a while, but I did live on the up in Benson, near Benson, Oregon, and then I was born and raised in Portland, but there was a lot of trucking. Now, in my younger days, I had odd jobs here and there, and one of those jobs was to go buy broken down vehicles, helping a buddy of mine out, so I would buy broken vehicles. And we'd go out wherever in Oregon, Idaho, California, wherever it was, even in Washington, and we would drag it back and we'd fix it up and resell it. We'd do a lot of body work to it. A lot of times we'd prefer to buy vehicles that didn't have, like, they weren't covered in rust, didn't have a lot of dents. It was mainly people would buy these used vehicles and they'd break down and they say, hey, we don't want it anymore, come and get it. And they'll give us like 200, or they would charge like 200 bucks. That right there, what in the world? Let's back up. What in the world did I just hit? There's nothing here. Was it that rock? That little itty bitty rock? I guess that would actually damage a lot if I ran over that. Okay, well, that's what I hit apparently. But back to the story. So, people would sell their cars, which I've done the same. I still do it. I have 3 vehicles that are all currently broke down. Didn't buy them like that. But I purchased an Impala. I think it was a 97 Impala. and from a buddy of mine, and I thought I could work on it, but I drove it for a couple months, and then the engine completely seized on me. So what I'm trying to do is resell it. Now, I'm sure there's scrappers or people that like working on those projects. They'll take it. I paid $600 for it. I'll sell it for maybe $300. People will hop on that chance. But that's what we did back in the day. So me and my buddy would buy these vehicles that were broken down. We'd pay like $300, maybe at most we would spend is $600 on non-working vehicles, and then we would tow it back, and we would work on it and then resell it for about $1,500. We wanted to make it to where people, low income, families and low income people could afford these vehicles, for like point A to point B. They weren't perfect. Sorry, they weren't in perfect condition, but they'll get you to point A to point B, and they were legal. They passed all the inspections, yada yada. Well, one time, here, let's deliver this cargo. Oop, not that button. Let's see, unload. All right, now we need the concrete beams. This one I will recall. As I recall, I will continue the story. Recover. There we go. Or sorry, recover, not recall. I had it incorrect. Oh, actually, it was set a waypoint. I'm gonna go here. Up, over, there, up, there. Okay. On with the story. So, this instance particularly where I had to drive an 18-wheeler, because he had a truck, it was kind of like this, bigger one. I don't remember the brand of it. I don't remember what kind. I just know that it had a 18... Not sure how many gears it had. It had a lot of gears. This is when I was still learning about manual transmissions, because, I'm from, forgot what generation I'm from, but, I'm not old, not young either, but, from that generation that, millennial, that was this, millennial, where, the one generation that everybody complains about. I didn't know how to drive a manual. Nobody really taught me, because vehicles have been automatic for a long time now, so in order to learn a manual transmission, you kind of got to be around a manual transmission. So, my buddy and me went down to Idaho to pick up a vehicle, but when we got there, this was when I was not old enough to drink, and I was one of those sticklers where I'm like, I'm not old enough to drink, so I shouldn't drink kind of thing. So, even though everybody there was underage and they were drinking, I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I didn't drink. Well, everybody... Oh, let's shift her into low. Do that differential. So everybody was drinking, and they drank a little too much. Now, the problem was that we had to get back to Oregon. We were on a time crunch, which my quote-unquote friend forgot about that. Because we had to get that vehicle fixed and sold, because he decided to make a deal to sell a car to somebody, but the car we were selling, we did not own yet. Yeah, you could already probably see the problems with that when you try to sell something to somebody that you don't own the item in which you're selling. I don't remember the car it was at the time. It was beat down, covered in rust, but somebody just needed a vehicle. So we go up there, we get the car up on the trailer, and he is wasted. And so I wake him up. He's so wasted that he can't drive. He doesn't even know where the heck we are. So he just tells me to start driving. Now, I was like, I can't do that. I don't have, a license. I have a license to drive. What's it called? A C? No, C is commercial. I have whatever the regular license is. Need a commercial license, I believe, to drive those big semi-trucks. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Man, I got through here easy the first time. What's going on? There we go. Oh. Need that longer winch. The longer winch will help. Oh, I'm stuck on a tree. That's what's going on. Uh-oh. Okay, what do I put it automatic? Let's reverse a little bit. Now let's go forward. See if we can go around the tree. There we go. So yeah, so he was like, you need to do it, because, he didn't even say that really. He just was incoherent and couldn't even put a couple words together for a sentence. And I was like, we got to get back. So since I was sober, I was like, I'll wing it. Now, mind you, if none of you have been to Oregon and Idaho, there is a big mountain pass that separates the two states. Well, it's not right in the border, but it's like in Oregon, but you have to go through the mountain pass from Portland And then once you get over that mountain pass, you get to the desert part of Oregon, and then you can get to Idaho. Well, me, I think I was 19 at the time, didn't know how to drive a manual transmission. We hop in there, I drag him, I put him in the bed in the back seat. I already know how to load the truck because he does all the driving, so I do all the heavy lifting of, you know, putting the truck up on there, having to push it up on there or something. He had a winch, but it barely works. So I had the truck strapped down, everything. We had the paperwork, the title, all from the people that we bought it from. I get in there, and, you know, I can't start it. I'm trying to start it, nothing's going on, and it keeps jumping. And so I had to have him, while drunk, asking him how to drive this truck. And it took, like, maybe an hour before he realized. I was like, hey, you gotta press the clutch down in order to start the truck. Because the truck wasn't in neutral. Now, this is also coming from me. I still barely know how to drive a manual today, so I'm probably going to say a lot of wrong or incorrect things. So I pushed the clutch down, and he said, hold the clutch while you start the engine. So I held the clutch down, started it. Boom, it came to life. Then, I let go of the clutch, and it immediately jumped really freaking hard, like violently hard, and then died again. So then I had to figure out, okay, I need to put it in first, because for some reason when he parked the car, or I think probably when I was you know, dragging him into the back seat, I must have, like, hit the gear or whatever, and I must have shifted it up so it was kind of, like, stuck in gear. Oh, which way? Left. Okay. And so, I found out I need to go in first gear. Well, luckily he had the knob on it that actually showed the gears on the knob, so I didn't have to, like, guess, because I know a lot of people like to have their custom gear knobs or whatever, so you don't actually know what's there. It's for people that know all the gears that they're using. So I was like, alright, it says first is here, so I went and put it first. And then I pushed the clutch down, started the engine, and then I let it idle a little bit. Because it was running really rough, and then he was saying, like, you gotta let it idle for a little bit to warm up the engine. Because it was an older rig. And then, he tries to explain to me, he was like, you gotta slowly let off the clutch while you're, and then gently press the gas at the same time so it doesn't stall. Now, that was new to me. Oh, let's see, we need concrete blocks. Concrete blocks. Oh, the only one. Load. Got concrete blocks. Alright, let's start her around and I'll continue the story. Whoops. Didn't take a turn right well. There we go. Oh, gotta set a waypoint for me because I'll get lost if I don't. Up there. That's another mission we can do later. Up and around. Like I could go there. I haven't been through here before. I think you have to be on that side to do the mission, so that won't work. And we're not going through. That's Mudlands right there. I already tried going through there, so we're going to have to go all the way around. Boop, 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 and boop. So he's trying to sit there while he's horribly, horribly drunk, trying to teach me how to shift from gear to gear and, you know, how to get it rolling. And then, of course, he didn't tell me to press the clutch and the brake at the same time. You want to have the clutch all the way down when you come to a stop. So there was a lot. It was like a couple hours of him drunkenly telling me how to drive this manual transmission that has multiple gears where I've never driven it before, which is very difficult for somebody that's never done a manual transmission. I think all in all, it was supposed to be an 8-hour drive. Took us like 15 hours. I started before the sun was up, and by the time we got back, he had passed out and slept most of the time. I let him sleep. He drove like halfway there, but his hangover, we kept having to stop and get coffee and rest because his headache was just way too bad for him to drive. But yeah, like an 8-hour trip turned into like a 14, 15-hour trip because a lot of it was me driving. And, you know, I was scared to go, like, higher speeds, and I was trying to avoid stoplights and stuff, so I was trying to stay on the highway. But, yeah, it was a weird trip. Now, that car, that dude that wanted to buy it from us, which we told him we had it, he ended up not buying it, mainly because we were supposed to have that to him that day. And we didn't get back until it was like nighttime the next day. So yeah, he canceled on us and he ended up going and getting another used car. Which, funny enough, that used car, I remember what it was because it was one of my, I actually drove it for a while. It was a Ford Escort. I think it was a 1992 Ford Escort. It was the four-door version with the four-cylinder engine. Yeah, it was a four-cylinder. I think they only make them with four cylinders. I don't know if they make six-cylinder Escorts at that time. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I drove that little four-cylinder around. I ended up blowing the engine in that thing because I was trying to treat it like it was a race car. So I would like sit out and try to do burnouts with it, and I would be racing it. I ended up burning it out going up the highway up towards a town called Astoria. Going up the hill, and the RPM on the engine kept going down and down, so I kept shifting down. Because it kept going so low, like it was gonna, you know, idle and then, or not idle, but stall out. This tree's in the way. Really? Tree. Can I get around it? There we go. On my way up the hill, it kept going down, so it has I think it had drive and it had overdrive, which showed the D symbol and then had a circle around the D for overdrive. Overdrive uses all 4 gears, whereas just D, solid drive, would just use 3 of the gears. Now, I remember with those older cars, you would put it, drive uses 3 gears for when you're going up like hilly terrain and lots of stop and go. Then you use overdrive for the highway, or where you're driving a long distance at the same speed. That way you can use the 4th gear to save on gas consumption and wear and tear on the engine and transmission. Well, I was in drive, so it was already in 3rd gear, and it started slowing down. Now, the hill was really steep, but I never had that issue going up it before. I've driven to that town multiple times in the 4-cylinder. So I shifted it down. I was like, all right, let's go into 2nd. So it's an automatic, so all I had to do was just move the gear shifter down to 2. Going to 2, RPM goes back up. And I'm not flooring it, I'm just holding gas like normal, and then all of a sudden it starts dropping again, so I give it more and more and more and more gas. To the point where my pedal, or my foot, is now at the floor, and it's just dying. And I was like, alright, so I put it in 1st gear. You know, me being smart as a teenager, I'm like, instead of pulling over and stopping and being like, something's wrong, I decided to keep pushing it. As soon as I popped it into 1st gear, I put it in 1st, and then I put my foot down on the gas pedal, it revved past the red line. I think the red line on that thing was like 8,000 RPM. It hits 8,000, and then all of a sudden it's just this loud, ear-splitting metallic explosion sound, like a, I don't know, like a 2-liter bottle rocket going off. It was really loud, made my ears ring a little bit. And came to a halt, and there was a bunch of smoke everywhere. When the smoke cleared, now the engine obviously stopped running and died completely when that happened. And the smoke cleared, there was a hole in the hood of my car. So what had happened is that the head cover had completely blown off because one of the head's cylinders had decided to go through the top of the... I don't know, why am I turning into the farm? I'm getting distracted. So used to go to the farm. The head, I think it was cylinder number 3, decided to just detach itself and go into space at like Mach 17, but it had gone through the hood of the car. There was oil everywhere. It started a small fire. Luckily at that time I did carry one of those tiny car fire extinguishers with me, so I put it out. Now the fun part about this, I'm now stranded. I am 30 miles from the closest town. I'm in the middle of nowhere up in the mountains. So, what I had to do was, I tried it, and I've winged this before on really crappy rigs. As I put it back on, I duct taped the living hell out of it, because I always carry duct tape and my tools with me. So it's cooled down enough to where I can touch it without burning my hand. So I put the head back on top, duct taped the crap out of it, poured what little left of oil I had available to me into the oil where the oil goes. The radiator also had sprayed out everywhere from overheating, and it boiled everywhere. So I had a couple those smart water bottles. I put those in there, and then I just turned the key and brain. And you know what? It turned over. It started. I was like, there's no way that that just happened. And now, mind you, it ran bad. Like, imagine, like, it's hard to describe it. Like, it sounded like a Harley Davidson, like a dying animal and a Harley Davidson came together and make a child. Now, when I say Harley Davidson, I mean just a motorcycle, a big, motorcycle. Oh, it's still rolling. A motorcycle that was in very bad condition. So like a two-cylinder. It sounded like a two-cylinder engine, just redlining itself, and then nothing but metal and stuff. It started, and the vehicle shook so bad my teeth were clacking together, and it was bouncing me up and down my chair. What I had to do was turn around, which I was scared, so what I did is I turned the engine off. I got it to turn around with it like that. But even flooring it in first gear, it would only go at most like 5 miles an hour, and then it would overheat instantly, so I had to shut it off and let it cool down. Luckily, I was going uphill, so what I did is I turned it around, and I ended up just coasting it downhill, and then getting as much speed as possible. And then while going downhill, before I hit the bottom, I turned it on again while it was in neutral, put it into just drive on automatic, and then I just floored it to try to get as much speed as... I think I ended up going like maybe almost 80, going down that very steep hill. And then starting the engine, I made it like 80 miles an hour, and I just was trying to get as much distance as possible. Yeah, I did this for hours. I had to turn it off every like 6-10 minutes. I had to shut it off and let it cool down. I'd have to sit for almost an hour for it to completely cool down, and I'd crank it up again. In the meantime, the third time I had to come to a stop, a police officer obviously pulled me over. And then asked, because I wasn't paying attention, I was looking in front of me. There was so much black smoke coming out of the tailpipe, it was ridiculous. I was completely covering the road with this black smoke. Now, luckily, I was out in the, the boondocks, out in the middle of nowhere, where it was just a 2-lane road that connects everything. Police officer asked me if I was alright, and I explained to him the situation. He didn't care. I thought I was going to get in trouble, being a teenager and driving a car. Also, didn't have a license at the time. Probably should have pointed that out. He didn't even ask me for my license and registration. He just saw the black smoke, and I explained to him that I was stranded and was trying to get home. He offered to follow me, and I said, "No, officer, I'm good. I'm just going to take my time. Thank you for checking on me." And he was like, "All right." And then he told me that he had to go down to a call that he had, and then he had to come back this way. So he said he was going to go down and do the call, and then he was going to come back, and if he still saw me, he'd ask me if I needed help again. Well, luckily, I had a turn coming up, so I never saw him again after that. But yeah, I ended up getting that car home, 30 miles. I just limped it a mile at a time almost, all the way home. And I got home, and my dad saw that vehicle in the condition it was. And he was more mad at me than anything, because I had invested money into that vehicle. But I ended up just scrapping it. I sold it to a junkyard, because we found out, like, there was so much metal scraped, and the cylinders were completely gone. The camshaft was gone. Like, it would have cost so much money. I would have had to replace the entire engine, basically. But yeah, that's that little story. Well, it's not little. I guess it's kind of longer. But let's go back to the game. So I got the concrete blocks. We're gonna deliver both of those. Boom. About time. If only we had more folk. If only we had more folks like you willing to take the initiative. We'll take it from here. I may call on your services again soon, though. See you around. We got 1,500 money and 200 experience. But yeah, that's that little story. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Well, I have lots like that from the past. Let's see. So our next job is to do the mountain bridge. So we're gonna drive up over this. We're gonna get that mountain bridge. Now, y'all haven't said anything, but I do not like playing this game at night. I am just gonna keep warping it to daytime. Mainly because I cannot see a thing at night, even with the headlights on. Maybe when I get some cars with some upgraded, like, what are the lights on the top? Whatever they're called, the fog lights? Oop. They're not called fog lights, but the lights that go on the top of the rig. Whatever those are called. When I start getting those on these vehicles, then I might start doing it at night so where I can see better. But for now, I'm just going to stick to it being daytime. Alright, so we got the one roadblock out of the way. Let's go and get the bridge. Now, if the bridge is anything like the first bridge, we'll probably just need the wooden beam, or wood planks, and then the metal beams, which both we can get from the wood facility and the town. But if y'all want to know more about the story, because I did leave some stuff out, but if y'all want to know more about it, let me know. There's a lot that I'll probably remember from it. It's also not the first time I had to go to Idaho. There was another time, which I'll save this story for another episode, but I had to go up through the mountain pass during the mid of winter. And a small, beaten-down car, just like that little Ford Escort. It was the one, what were they called? They were exactly like the Ford Escort, but they were called something else. Oops. Mercury Tracer. The Mercury Tracer was literally a Ford Escort. Like, they were the same exact car. Like, if you opened the hood on both of them, they look exactly the same. The interior looked the same. The only thing I saw that was different was they had a different radio. That was like, they were the exact same car. It's kind of like the... what's it called, the GM Sierra truck, and then the Chevy Silverado. They're the exact same truck, mainly because I think GM owns Silverado. Alright, so let's see. Show task is C. These rock slides are becoming the bane of my life. We need to create alternate routes around the area to avoid the slides, or operations are going to grind to a halt. A mountain bridge would solve this. Alright, so we need to do a bridge. Let's accept it. We're going to start tracking it so I can see. Oh, wow, this one only actually requires the metal beams, which we can get from the town. So, do I want to... I am going to... Actually, you know what? I don't need to recall... Actually, I don't know. It's like the same distance. No matter what I do, I'm going to be the same distance from it. Alright, let's turn it around. Yeah, that's another story. When I went through that mountain pass during the winter. That was scary, actually. Yeah, I'll save that for the next episode. But, yeah, I think I have to follow the power lines here. But I'm curious, like, for this game, at least, I'm changing the topic. For this game, I've not used all the vehicles in this game. I'm not even close to trying out all the vehicles, so I'm actually curious. Because I like I think it was the B-17 truck. That was, like, my favorite. But I have not tried any others, so I don't know if there's anyone that's my favorite. There's also the mods. I have not tried out any of the mods. I don't know how the vehicles work. I don't know if you, like, grab them... Oh, hammer. I don't know if you grab a modded vehicle, you still have to buy it, or does it give it to you? I don't want to grab it if it's just going to give me a free truck. I'd also like to try, you know, beat the game without having mods, but, you know, there could be some ease of mind ones. Town is to the right, right? Yeah, town is to the right. Alright. This way. Yeah, this way. Alright. There's some ease of mind mods, there's some maps, there's hundreds and hundreds of vehicles that people have modded into the game. But I think I'm going to stick with I guess vanilla is what you call it. The vanilla playthrough of the game first. Once I start beating all the missions, then I'll probably add some mods to add more content. Or maybe we can try doing certain missions with modded vehicles. Or I could do one, like, what's the best modded vehicle to do this mission with? Or I could even do the best vanilla vehicle to do this mission. Wow, I am just bouncing all over the place. There we go. I want to know why it does that. Like, I'll tap the D key, and it will just shoot so far to the right. But if I have to press and hold the A key to turn left. Like, if I tap it, look, it just shoots up. Now let's go straight. I'll tap the other key. Look, I'm tapping the other key, and it barely turns. But if I tap the D key, it just shoots over to the right. Like, I don't understand why it does that. And I keep over-correcting it constantly. Maybe it could be my keyboard. I don't know. Maybe maybe the A key's going out or something. I still have not tried this with a controller, mainly because that old controller of mine, the Afterbrand controller, it's a little bit worse for wear. I've had it for God, since I've had that controller since I was like 15. Way back in the day. And, yeah, it's a little worse for where, it's got that or what's it called? Like, if you're not touching it, if you're playing a first-person shooter, your guy will just start looking to the left even though you're not touching it, or he'll start walking by himself. So it's got that little, like, I guess not desync, but the controller causes your character to move in the game without you touching it. So I probably need to open it up and clean it out, or I might just need to buy a new controller. Let's see, but I'm gonna grab these metal bars, or metal beams. Once I grab these metal beams, I'll probably do 2 of these repairs per video. So let's grab these metal beams, we'll take them to the bridge, and then that will unlock, that's like half the map that's easily accessible now, so, or at least for bigger rigs, because a lot of these rigs, like this one, or the other one, the GMC, that's a highway vehicle, it's not an off-road. It is not meant to go through mud. So, being able to go on these paved roads, I'd be able to get, you know, heavier equipment on through a lot easier. Oh, did I pass it? Oh, I passed it. It wasn't paying attention. Left turn, we're gonna go through and through the other side, I guess. Okay. Do that wide turn here. I guess that's easier. I should probably do this more often, that way I don't have to keep turning around. Alright, so we just need 1 metal beam. We got the metal beam. Let's go ahead and deliver it. That long drive back. Then once that's done, then I need to start going to the other states. Because I don't remember what the other, or not other states, but the other maps of Michigan look like. So I don't know what to expect to go when I go through there. Because a lot of these missions are having me go to the other maps. So I don't want to load up like a truck right here with metal beams, go to the next map of Michigan and find out it can't get through because of more roadblocks like that. So I'll probably do the next couple of missions is just, or next couple of videos, sorry, is just fixing up these roads a bit to get my vehicles through. But I think once I do this, there's one last upgrade. Oh, slow down. There's one last upgrade on this map I need to get, but once I get the roadblocks and the power lines and all that out of the way, I'm going to grab my scout vehicle, which is that Chevy truck, and then we're going to go grab that upgrade, and then I'm going to go to the other maps to kind of scout them out, grab all those watchtowers, and see what all needs to happen. Do I turn my light on? No. I was gonna say, I guess it works like real life. You turn your headlights on during the fog, it actually makes it harder to see, because the fog will just reflect your lights right back at you. That left turn. There we go. I also wanted to see if I can get a couple of buddies to play this game with, or if there's anybody out there watching these videos, if y'all would like to play, I would play with you. I know that this game is actually a lot more fun to play with other people than it is to kind of play by yourself. Any of y'all need help doing your missions or whatever, I can just send me a message or a comment, and I can look you up and see if we can even maybe play this game together. It is co-op. The most co-op I've seen is 4 players. I don't know if it goes above 4 players. The most I've ever played with are me and 2 other people, so with 3 people in total. Ooh. But this game is more enjoyable to play with other people. And I would even include y'all in the videos, because I'm going to be, anytime I'm playing this game, I'm going to be recording. So if y'all want to participate, you want me to come into your world, because every world is independent. Like, if I join your world, it's going to have different in the progress I make in there. Now, I'll save my level, and I get to keep my own money, like if I earn money from your missions. But, like, if I fix this bridge right here that we're going to fix, if I fix this in your world, and then I go back to mine, it's not going to be fixed. So whatever I do to help you only progresses your map on your world, which I would be okay with that, just because any mission will get my level up, because you got to have like level 25 to unlock a lot of the upgrades for these vehicles. And I'll have to check, but I'm low level still. I'm not sure what level I am. But like I said, if any of y'all want to play this game, you also are in the rut where you need some people to play with, I'll go ahead and record it with you. Oh, that is not the right way. Ooh, that is not the right way. That would have been bad. Oh, look at that garage. That would have taken me back to the garage. Don't want to go that way. But yeah, send me or leave a comment on my video, and then I'll get back to you whenever I see it, and then we'll look at being able to get it together. I do have a Discord. The reason why I have not listed the Discord yet is because I'm learning how to moderate that program. Once I get the Discord server community style, up and ready to go, then I'll start linking it in my video so other people can see it. But yeah, I need to learn how to moderate it. I also got to find some moderators first, because I did have an issue, unfortunately, because not all human beings are nice. Somebody did join it while it was open to the public, and they were extremely inappropriate. And I do have standards. I want you to be at least 18 years or older to join my Discord. But I do have it set up to separate, where you have to kind of prove your age, which, anybody can lie about their age, just like on a website. Oops, close that. Let's go ahead and back up. But if you lie about your age, it doesn't matter, because you told me that you're older than 18. So if you tell me you're older 18, and you've read all the rules and whatever, and you click to agree to them, and then you proceed to making a complaint or whatever, saying, hey, I'm actually underage, haha, it fools you. No, you actually lied, and therefore I'm not held responsible for that. So that's what I'm trying to set up. I'm trying to set it up to where you have to do a little thing to show that you're 18. You have to do another thing to prove that you read the rules. That way, if I have to ban somebody, like, I'm not held accountable for people saying, like, kids saying adult content, stuff like that. But once I get all the Discord stuff set up, I will start posting that down below into my descriptions, and then everybody will be welcome to join the community. That being said, I don't have money to pay people, but if anybody sees this and they want to help, I might be able to give you a little bit. If not, mostly I'll just be asking for your free involvement and maybe teaching me, or if y'all know videos that I can watch, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. I'll check them out. Anything that can help me help you, anything that helps me make content to help you so you can watch more content. Alright, so we are now at the second upgrade. We're going to do cargo management. We're going to deliver the beams, and just like that, look at the bridge being built. Oh, I think now it's going to ask for the wood. Right? That's what the other one did, now that I remember it. Oh, now it wants concrete. Alright, well, I will save that for the next video, because, yeah, I gotta go. I'm going to recall it to the garage, and then we'll go over there into the warehouse. So, until then, thank you for watching my video. If you could like, comment, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit that bell icon up on the top to let you know when I release some more footage. If you like my footage, let me know in the comment section. If you don't like it, also let me know. I am taking good and bad commentary. I'm not going to delete anything. I want to know. Yeah, let me know how you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next episode of SnowRunner. Bye.